gonna do my Umar version. Hey, let me tell y'all something. 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 We need you to like, subscribe, follow. My account up.
You knew it had to happen. Corey Holcomb destroys the most requested scholar, the prince of Pan-Africanism, the one and only Dr. Umar. We just got finished talking about Dr. Umar a couple weeks ago on this channel, man, and it has been nonstop. I mean, nonstop. This dude has been getting into something every day, and it gets worse and worse and worse. I mean, from talking about the lady that was taking care of his mother to like losing money and his bank accounts being broken into, which he seems to link together some kind of way, but to actually his accounts being frozen and him not being able to access anything. My question is, like, why doesn't he have like a business manager at this point? Umar's been around the game for how long? I don't know. Maybe he just don't trust anybody. Whatever.
There's a brother, calls himself a doctor. Everybody on the internet who calls themselves a doctor, it makes me do this. What's that Chuck D look?
Don't trust him.
I mean, there are some doctors in the black internet space that are legitimate doctors. Most of them have questionable doctor credentials. It's been trendy to call yourself a doctor. But just like the other doctor, you've become undone. You've become undone. This brother, Dr. Umar, who is a great speaker, uses his speaking ability as a weapon against the lame.
Wow.
What is lame? What's the definition of lame, brother?
Any nigga still wearing FUBU.
Hey, nigga, y'all, man. Craig on this. All right, can you read it where we can hear it? What is the definition of lame? A person naive or socially inept. He has been working lames for a long time.
I first came across Dr. Umar in the early to mid 2000s, and he was just on the circuit of just making speeches everywhere, and he became the most requested scholar, you know, like by just doing these lectures all over the place. And then, of course, when Hidden Colors came out, that's when Umar's rocket took off. Now, I know he probably won't admit that because he got an issue with Tariq Nasheed, but that's the story of how we get to Dr. Umar, the internet personality. You probably need to listen to Corey and get some advice on his stand-up comedy, because that seems to be the most promising part of his career right now.
But there's more to it that I want to put my spin on with it. First of all, I knew he wasn't 100 with it when he faked the phone call. When he was in tour with somebody and you saw it. It's so funny. I watched it probably 1,000 times when he was arguing with somebody and he acted like his goons was calling. He was like, no, hold on, here they go. Hello? No, man, I got this. I got this. Then his phone's here.
Like Papa Smurf. That Papa Smurf ain't gonna get us nowhere. That Papa Smurf shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. You feel me? Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this. Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this.
The regret.
Like Papa Smurf.
The regret.
You can't come back from that. It take at least 5 years of staying away from the internet.
Right.
And a sincere apology for playing people like they lame, for a real one to even listen to that. What you got to say anymore. So what I'm saying about this is the real problem with a man like this Umar brother. This is the real problem. Anybody with common sense know that this man ain't got no school coming. Anybody with common sense know that.
Right.
But there's a sucker born every minute. So he gonna keep running his script and absorb what he can from the suckers.
Yeah, it's been a very, very long time, man. And he's got the building, he's got everything taken care of. I can't understand why at this point, over multiple years, after he was on the Breakfast Club, all this stuff, that he hasn't gotten the minor repairs that he said needed to be fixed for the school fixed. Like this is far overdue. Like there should be cause for concern. And I think he should be concerned that it hasn't opened at this point. But he seems to be just chilling and like this is a hustle, you know what I mean? So this is so he can raise more money.
This is where he's very detrimental to our community. Not just the fact that he begs and borrows, robs. This is a man who's always talking about black women and how the black queens should be put first, foremost, all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder, can he assemble black women that ain't got a this nigga did me over story?
Wow.
You're a predator. You use your good talking to destroy the lames and hoes.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy because you have a lot of women that they prefer the message of Dr. Umar. Like you would have people call in the Kevin Samuel show and say, why can't you talk more like Dr. Umar? Why can't you express yourself more like Dr. Umar? Why? Because Dr. Umar absolved them of all responsibility. Like he did not hold them accountable in any way, shape, or form. It's always just queen, mother, goddess talk. And basically that gives them cover. That gives them a way out. And so, yeah, they prefer that. But what they need is something different. What they need to hear is the truth. Instead, they choose Dr. Umar. That's why Dr. Umar still hangs around, believe it or not. If he didn't have the women's ear, there would be no Dr. Umar anymore.
And there's a lady on the internet he's talking about. He says her vagina stinks. He says all this. He says, oh, she's this. He's accusing her of going in his bank account and getting the money probably. He said, I think she did it.
Right.
Hold on. According to this woman, she called him. She needed help with her son, thought he might be able to help. It's game in that. But, okay, he agreed to meet up with her, but he had her drive 2 hours to pick him up from the airport where he was flying in. Now, if you are a woman who grew up around men who love you, you would never go for that.
Wow. Yeah.
You can't step to no woman who know what she need to know in the hole past 40. 40 years old in the hole? Well, you need me to come get you?
Ain't got no
No
ride.
real woman who was brought up by men who love her will go for that. And if they do go for it, it's because they wanted to hoe out for somebody.
That's true.
Which he has fame on the internet. So maybe this woman was like, I'm just gonna do it. Of course she probably has a son with issues and all that. But when a man tell you, come drive 2.5 hours and pick me up from the airport, and he passed the age of 40, you ain't got no business going to get no man 2.5 hours and drive him anywhere. All my sisters who've been around me and who love them know this. You can't do it. You don't start out in the hole with a woman, a client, or whatever you want to call this lady, So, but this lady did it. Don't play victim now. You invited the devil in. I'm talking to the sister who he said got the fishy vagina. Sister. Yeah, he signified and talked about you, but you invited the devil in. When the devil said, can you come get me 2.5 hours from there? And you went and picked him up. You know that ain't right.
It's almost like he qualified her. He did kind of an exam to see how far she would go to support the mission of Dr. Umar. Are you willing to sacrifice for Dr. Umar? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a old trick. Like if she doesn't do it, then he has to go another direction. He probably has another ride that he could get there. Because who goes to a place and doesn't have a ride 2.5 hours away to get to their lecture or whatever he was doing? No. He called her up and was like, yes, sister, I need you. And he wanted to see if she was a sucker enough to do it. And she was. So she has to take some responsibility on that account for sure.
Don't nobody do that. No. What if you got a daughter and she tell you that story? You gonna
Hell
know.
nah.
You gonna be like, who is this fool? Who working you?
Right.
Because that's what he do. He's a professional at working people, but I'm telling black women, beware. Because now you on the internet and y'all spilling the beans on each other. And what I'm saying to you to prevent that from happening in the future, I'm talking to all black women. See, I've gotten accused of doing stuff to black women, but if you really want to go down to the truth of Corey Holcomb, it ain't no group of black women talking about me that know me. The people that's talking about me don't know me. But we have this intel from this woman that said he wanted her to pick him up from the airport. Here's a man who didn't have a rent-a-car to do this, but talking about something wrong with his bank account now. You see what I'm saying? We not lame, homie. We not lame, homie. It's calling me right now about Craig and Matt Barnes' court. I'm not taking the call because I know that's the devil.
Right.
You want me to go for that. I'm not going to go for that. It's people call me for the Flappers show. Corey, I need 4 tickets.
Right.
How many seats do Flappers hold?
Not a lot, maybe 150.
It's not that
Be
big.
united to support,
Right, yeah.
guys. Be united to support.
I'm inviting the devil in if I entertain it.
Right.
I know them phone calls not to answer, but getting back to this Umar thing. You praying on the sisters in the hood, homie. You act like you down with the sisters in the hood. Here's a man putting his rep on the line, talking about it. You are preying on the sisters in the hood. You are not self-sufficient enough to take on one of these women and graduate her to maturity and where she needs to be in this world.
That's a good question. Like, why is Dr. Umar not married? As much as he talks about it, like even in a spiritual sense, like he should have like I don't know. I think of it in terms of pastors, like a first lady of some kind, right? Or he's talked about polygamy before, maybe 2 first ladies, a first and a second lady. Like after all this time, Dr. Umar's been talking, like he still don't see it. He sounds like he's out here experiencing the dating market in the same way that we are. That there's a lot of bad options out here. Maybe. Interesting.
Corey Holcomb?
We lost the audio here for a little bit.
Somebody say somebody muted me, huh? I got muted from Pan Africa. But anyway.
Pan-Africans.
If I see you taking advantage of the sisters in the hood, I'm going to call it out. I've waited a long time to call it out. You hold up black women, literally. You hold them up, then you hold them up.
That's profound. That statement right there. He holds them up. He's not allowing them to develop mentally. He's not allowing them to go to the next level. He's stopping them from fully developing because he's placating to their needs. This is the same thing we say about them dudes on TikTok, pandering to women. They are not helping them to develop. They are holding them up. This is what Dr. Umar does. Brilliant.
I can't co-sign that. Stop doing that. First of all, it's embarrassing for you to be begging and playing it off like somebody asked you for something. That's how I found out I didn't have nothing. So y'all do something for me.
It was a good story.
Homie, don't talk to us like that, man.
It was a good story.
I'm talking about you gonna get lames to do something for you, because it's a sucker boy in here admit it. But you embarrassing yourself, man. You had some credibility because you a good speaker. But a lot of good speakers do a lot of bad things.
Like, Umar doesn't have anybody in his life he could have reached out to at that point. Like, instead of doing what he normally does is, you know, when the bank account was working, he had like the donations. Why would he then reach out to these people out here, these people who are struggling in their everyday lives, and instead of like reaching out to one of his homeboys or somebody wealthy that he's interacted with, that he connected with, does he not have any friends that have any type of wealth?
And what you doing, man, it's time to realize you cannot live like that and get respect. Begging, meeting up with the sisters, using them. The lady said you had her trying to take care of your mama 2 weeks after you met her.
Wow. That's
Who
sad.
gonna put somebody in the house with their mama and you don't know them?
Right.
Unless it's a professional.
Yeah.
And even then, you still don't know them. You're just paying for that service. So
Yeah, like
Right.
you pay for a professional because it comes probably with some type of insurance.
there you go. Right. In
case anything
You
happens.
still don't know them.
Well, let's say you
character-wise.
desperate and you throw somebody in there with your mama. Here it is, later on, you talking about this lady who went and helped your mama and went and picked you up at the airport. You saying she broke into your bank account and her vagina stank.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
That's terrible.
You know what though? Something I learned from you that you do very well, that a lot of entertainers probably need to learn is like you do a good job of insulating yourself and preventing what's called cognitive overload. See,
What's that?
So it's basically, you know, in this industry, a lot of shit come at you. People coming with different stories, liars, truth tellers, it's every different type of scenario that exists, and it's a lot of it. So if you allow, you know, a lot of that to come into your psyche, you can overload your brain and actually impair your ability to make good decisions, because the brain can only make a certain amount of good decisions a day before the decision-making process becomes, you know,
faulty.
off, and you start saying yes and doing things that you wouldn't normally do because you've been overloaded with information. And his whole game is overloading people with information and getting
That's
them
true.
punch drunk on the information and then running whatever plays he's trying to run behind that.
Wow.
So, you know, it's actually backfiring on him because now all this shit is coming at him and now he's making terrible decisions. You know what I mean?
If you ask me, he burnt bridges with a lot of respectable people. Lames will always be available for you. And if you want to work the lames, you work the lames. But, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man.
Anyway, if you want to catch the rest of that, check it out on Corey's channel. It was a very good episode. But yeah, Dr. Umar has a way of he's a charismatic, you know, in the style of a preacher, but only through this Pan-African lens, right? So it's like he has a hard time, you know, it seems like a great idea to put Black consciousness together with psychology and make this thing make this an intellectual exercise instead of just an emotional one. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just reaching out and crying out for some type of equality, actually using your skills and your life skills to push a message that pushes the people forward. But it's been so many years, and Dr. Umar, we're not seeing no progress on the one thing that he said he was going to do, which is at school. Now, he's got the school, he's got a building, but no students. And every week, I swear, he is messing up his reputation even more so that no sane parent is going to put their kid in a Dr. Umar school. That is the problem here. Like, all this drama that's going on, I think is self-sabotage at this point. I think he's gotten to a point where he just thinks it's not possible anymore. So he's just like, he's going to run the bank out, or like the place getting vandalized. Like, that seems like an insurance play sometimes. You know, I'm not putting that on the brother. I'm not saying that I know anything about that, but you see what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely, he's climbed up a tree and now he's up there and he doesn't know how to complete or finish. You know, he can't get back down. So, like I said, I don't wish ill on the brother. Like, I kind of was a fan of him in the early days. Like, I actually called into a show years ago and I spoke to several lecturers on the show, and one of them was Dr. Umar. Like, he's like, that was back when he was like this guy was, you couldn't deny him. He had the information and he was very serious about his message. But as the years have gone on, he's become a punchline, he's become a meme, and like nobody can take him seriously anymore. And so when you bring people into your life, like the lady that was taking care of his mom, like, there's no reason a sane person would go out there and talk about her the way that he did. I covered it on this channel because I thought it was ridiculous. And pretty much every time recently, in recent history, it's been because I thought what he said was ridiculous. And that's a shame, because from where we started off, where I talked to him on the radio program, and where he ended up now, it's like night and day difference, man. And it's a sad sight to see, man. So anyway, that was good. Go check out the rest of Corey's show. Corey goes for about 40 minutes on Dr. Umar. I can't play it all here, of course, but it's definitely worth watching. Anyway, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. This is Fawcett Media.